Hi again, my name is Rajni, and if you've watched my previous videos, you would know that I make videos about your corporate life and your career, and I talk about tips which can help you, for example, during an interview or for preparing for your next promotion, etc. So today we'll be talking about something that is on the flip side, which is how to handle rejection. So maybe you appeared for an interview and you didn't get the job, or maybe you applied for a promotion and you appeared for the interview but you did not get that promotion. So this video would help you to deal with these rejections. Now I'm saying rejections because this is not actually rejection, but this is very good practice for you to prepare better for the next time. So it depends on your attitude and on your outlook, and if you look at it positively, you would realize that if you went for an interview and you did not crack that interview, you are actually getting hands-on practice to prepare for the same interview again, and you can consider it as a mock interview or like a trial interview, and consider everything that you went through in that interview and then prepare it for the next time. So if you appeared for an interview and you were not able to crack it, the first thing that you can do is to ask your interviewer to provide you some feedback. So you can ask them, could you tell me what is it about my interview or about my skills that made you decide not to hire me or not to promote me for this position? And ask for detailed feedback or really concise feedback which is to the point, so that you can make a note of it, and then you would automatically have a plan of action and some areas of improvement where you can work so that you are better prepared to apply for the same position or for the same job again. Next is to research and prepare. Now I'll give you an example of a very young and talented manager that I worked with. He was telling me his experience with getting promoted. So he told me that the first time he appeared for an interview, he actually was interviewed by a very strict director, and this director asked him a lot of questions about the company, about their policies, about the SOPs, and he realized that he was actually not well prepared for this interview. But after the interview, when he got to know that he was not selected, he discussed this with the director and asked for the feedback, and once he knew that he was not really good with the history of the company and the background and the policies and procedures, now he knew that that is where he needed to build his strength. So he went back, started studying about it, and started preparing himself better for the next interview the next time this IGP came along. So similarly, after the interview, you can find out what your areas of improvement are, like I told you in the previous point, and once you know what these areas are, you can start researching and preparing and make yourself stronger so that the next time you appear for the interview, you are better prepared. So the next thing to consider is to not take it personally if you don't crack an interview. So you must have heard this very famous breakup line, "It's not you, it's me." So sometimes this is the truth with companies and with positions that you may have applied for. So what happens sometimes is that you could have applied for a position and a lot of people could have applied for the same position, and they appeared for the interview, and it's possible that within the company or within the talent pool, they found somebody who had more experience than you or more expertise than you, and your interview could have gone really well, but somebody else could have been better suited for that role. So try not to take it personally and believe that they could have found a better fit for that position, and just consider the feedback. Like I said, consider the experience that you got out of that interview and move along and prepare better for the next time. Next is to keep going. So maybe you went to one interview and you didn't get through, then you went for another interview, again it didn't happen. So there are a lot of rejections along your way throughout your career, and this is just the ultimate truth. I can't tell you how many interviews I appeared for and I didn't get those jobs, and sometimes I applied for a promotion and I didn't get that promotion. So this is just how it is, and throughout your career you will come across failures and rejections, but but you have to remind yourself to keep going and to not let this get to you. So you can consider the points that we discussed earlier about taking feedback and preparing better, and just keep appearing for the interviews. And you will realize that the more interviews that you appear for, or the more you interact with an interviewing panel for a promotion or something that is related to growth, you will start to get more and more confident. So as you go through the process again and again, you will be better prepared, you will be more confident, and you would just feel better about it. And then you'll realize that it was best that you didn't get this position back then when you were not prepared, versus now when you are better prepared and you feel more confident. So just keep going. And the last point is to know when to stop. So I had talked about this in a previous video as well, that you don't have to limit yourself in terms of what kind of jobs you can apply for. I say apply for any job that you like. Even if you are at entry position and you want to apply for a trainer's position or a chef's position or a quality analyst's position or anything that you like, always apply for that job, because you never know how well suited you are for that job, and you never know when you might actually get the job. So don't let go of these opportunities and give it a shot at least. But on the other hand, if you've applied for a job and what comes out after the interview is that you don't have the skill set for the job, or the prerequisites or the basic requirements for that job, but you prepared again and you tried your best and you appeared for the interview again and you didn't get the job again and again and again, then this might be a sign that this may not be the best suited job for you. I can give you my own example. When I was younger, I really wanted to join an international airline. So I appeared for a lot of airline interviews, which is what I was talking about when I talked about rejection earlier. But what turned out in the end was that I am just not tall enough for an international airline. So no matter how well I prepared for the interview, a lot of times I would get the feedback that my communication skills are really good, but when I would go for the physical test, it would turn out that I'm just not tall enough. So no matter how much I spent my time on preparing for such an interview, it would still not change the fact that I'm not tall enough, right? So similarly, if you're applying for a position or a promotion that requires a certain set of skills that you need for that position, and you are trying again and again but not getting through, then you should also know when to stop and when to accept that this may not be the best position for you, and you may redirect your energies towards something else that may be a better role for you and a better fit for you. So you also have to identify and then reroute yourself to maybe a different position or a different job. Okay, so that is it for this video. I really hope that this video can help you and you can see rejections more positively and consider them as stepping stones that can help you prepare better for the next interview or for the next IGP. So please let me know what you thought about this video in comments below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing to it, and also like this video if you actually enjoyed the content. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.